So I think we have 3 more people that registered that haven't hopped on, but we should probably get going.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Marilyn?
Are we ready?
We're ready. Let's do it.
All right, let's hit it. So I'm going to start off by saying good evening, everyone. My name is Marilyn Laverne. I am the Director at Large on the board of American Society of Interior Designers New Jersey chapter. And on behalf of our chapter, I want to welcome you to our Design Excellence Awards Roundtable discussion. We're thrilled to have each of you here today, bringing your unique perspectives and insights to the table. Tonight, our focus is on ensuring clarity and understanding as we delve into the rules and regulations of the Design Excellence Awards competition. Now, this session aims to provide you with a comprehensive overview, allowing you to navigate the process with confidence and with ease. I encourage each of you to actively participate, ask questions, share your uncertainties if you have any, because your engagement is really vital to ensuring that this is a fair and transparent competition for all participants. I want to say a very, heartfelt welcome to our event committee. I want to start with the chairs. Carla, raise your hand. And Susan Farsi.
Hi.
Also on the committee, we've got Diane Furman and the indefatigable Mary Sfera. If I've missed anybody, shout me out.
Heather.
I want to also acknowledge our public relations consultant, Sarah. Sarah, raise your hand so that everybody can see who you are, Sarah Fletcher. I also want to extend appreciation to our sponsors for this event. Now, this is a list that is growing in development, but I want to say thank you on behalf of our chapter to Wayne Tile Company, to Design New Jersey, and to Room and Board. These are sponsors who are generously supporting this effort and who have generously supported ASID down through the years. We appreciate your support and look forward to working with you and engaging with you as we work through this process and as our designers proceed with their projects. With that, I think I haven't missed anything. You all will let me know. But with that, I want to, yes?
Heather.
You
Heather.
forgot Heather.
Oh gosh, Heather, I'm so sorry. Heather, I'm so sorry. Heather, you know what? I have like a limited screen that's showing me a few pages. I also want to extend a warm welcome and a heartfelt thank you to Heather. Heather has also been a part of this committee. And the reason I'm introducing our committee members is that these are people whose names and perhaps faces you may see or hear about throughout your process engaging with the Design Excellence Awards. And I want you to feel free, you all participating, feel free to reach out to any of us should you have questions away from this conversation and discussion that we're having this evening.
Yep. Okay.
And so with that, I will turn our program over to our chairs and to Sarah Fletcher.
So I think now we do have Daniel Bradbury here. If anybody has sort of technical questions, because he runs the site that the competition.
Ah, yes.
So.
Yeah, so I'll start by the general timeline. As you all know, the competition is open. And the first thing you need to do is make an account on CP Jam so you can actually upload your entry. What I suggest you do also, everything has to be submitted by May 6th, so you do have time, but you know, a lot of that you just need to make sure everything is very clear. You need to have your before photos, your after photos, your floor plans to scale, and all the things required in the rules and regs, and make a separate folder on your computer and just keep everything in one spot and make sure everything's labeled correctly. So when you go to upload your entry, you upload the correct things where they need to go. And that's pretty much the timeline, and just make sure everything is submitted by May 6th.
Now on to Carla. The question, who judges the competition? Is it the committee?
Absolutely not. The committee never sees any entry. We do not know who has entered or what their project is. The committee just is involved with the program of the rules and regulations, which get approved by the board. But no, the only people that see these entries are the judges. The judges are from all around the country, and they are the only ones that give you points. And they're reading the rules and regulations, then they're giving you points, and it's the number of points that you get is how they determine the winner, and that goes straight to the administrator. So do not fear that anyone is playing around. This is serious. And what really, I just lost it.
Carla, may I interject that the scoring is computer generated. It's all done on the platform. So the judges put their scores in, but it's tabulated on the platform. So we really have nothing to do with it. Would you agree, Daniel?
And when you look at the rules and regs, and it shows you how many points you get per question, that judge decides the points and they key that in. No one ever sees it. And the point that I lost before was, you will see in the rules and regs that you can't put any identifying information. Even the judges will score you down for that. You'll be disqualified. But this is such an up and up program that you can be assured this is a fair score that you get. So, any other questions
The
about
next question, Carla, is
Excuse me,
what are the
Sarah, excuse me, I just want to add that we do try to have for absolute minimum of 3 judges, but we try to have 4 to 5 and possibly 6 judges judging a project. So it's not you're getting 1 or 2 judges,
yeah.
which I think is important.
Very.
Now, Carla, next question for you. What are the judges looking for?
Well, the rules and regulations, what I said before, that's what they're working from. They have that sheet before them and they are scoring. So if you feel that something that was in the score wasn't that important to you, it is to the judge, and that's losing a point or 2 or more. So please be aware what they're looking for is actually, it in a nutshell, is it's not about a beautiful space. It's about challenges, how you met those challenges, what were your solutions, and that you program into your narrative description, because those judges read the description. Mary and I are judges for other chapters around the country. You read those descriptions, you look at the photos, you're looking at the drawings, everything's got to match. Something you say doesn't show up in the drawing, or something you didn't say, it's in the drawings, and you wonder about that. These are all negatives. Make them all pluses. Read those rules and regs. You can't figure out if your project really is just a beautiful project, find a way that you did something that made it a challenge and you found a solution by making it a happier place than it was, or something like that. But it's important for you to understand why a beautiful project didn't win, yet one that wasn't as beautiful, but their descriptive narrative made that judge realize that they did some real design therapy there. So consider that. And so many people say, my project was so beautiful. That's not what the judges are looking for. They're looking for your design expertise and challenges and solutions. So please remember that. And remember, keep reading those rules and regs. Can't stress it enough.
Thank you, Carla. Next question, who determines the rules and regulations?
That would be me. The committee works, we review the rules and regs each year. We do a survey at the end of the competition, and we get feedback, and we kind of go through the rules and regs again, and torturously, we go through the rules and regs and look at all the verbiage. We try to see if it's clear, like if the reader is understanding all the rules and regs. Okay, we then we may just tweak some verbiage, but we really do analyze it. And of course, as everyone keeps saying to you, if you see something that you don't understand, please bring it forward. Don't be shy. We're happy to answer. And if you see something that isn't clear, we want to know about it so we can correct it for next time. Everything we alter, the rules and regs we go through it, and then it goes up to the board of directors and they review it. And then once that's approved, it goes out and goes live. We tweaked the scoring last year to a 5-point. This year we went back to a 10. So everything we're doing at our end at the committee is trying to make it easier for you all doing entering. So we don't want to have people disqualified. Okay, so read those tips. But it's really the committee, it's you guys, it's the chapter. If they see something, then they send it up. We're gonna try and correct it at our end. Okay.
So that leads to the question, what are the most common reasons for disqualification?
I will answer that. So you have to be very, very diligent and careful and remove any identifying markers on your projects because everything has to be anonymous. So you have to have your name off your floor plan. In any of your photos of the project, with the exception of a commercial space, that can have the logo of the company. But if you enter a residential project, you can't have your clients, you can't have your name, you can't have anything that will attach you to the project. Another thing is just, again, as Carla mentioned, just please read the rules and regs very carefully and go back through bullet point by bullet point and make sure that you have addressed every one and go through the disqualifying bullet points and just double check your photos and your floor plans and your summaries and just make sure that everything checks out according to what you need to enter or the things that would disqualify you.
Thank you.
May I just add in that the year before, not last year, but the year before, I did my folder and I usually put everything in my folder, but this time I didn't take out my original, that I removed all my identifying information from my project. And how embarrassing to be on the committee and to have been disqualified. I was disqualified because I attached the wrong document. It was a floor plan with my name on it. So please, even after you put it on the platform, open up that page on the platform, look it all through to make sure that something like identifying information isn't on there, except for students. Students, that's okay, isn't it?
You know,
I
Sarah,
don't
can
think
you
it
get
can
on
be
there?
identifying,
I
but they
don't
don't
think
have
so.
before photos.
They don't,
They only
yeah,
have renderings.
right, but they wouldn't have a name. They
Right.
wouldn't have
Of a
name
client, yeah.
anywhere or title blocks.
Mhm.
They wouldn't show that.
Right, but it's that important. And the judges read our rules and regs and they're scoring by it. So it's, everything is by the books there, but I was disqualified. And the following year, I re-entered it and it won a silver. So,
There you go.
you know, it's not a game.
Yeah.
And it is a game because the opportunity is something you'll have for life. Once you win, you're able to say, I was an ASID DEA winner. And that gets you marketing opportunities too. So really try your best.
Can I ask, I would like to, Sarah, can I interject? I'd like Daniel to just talk a little bit about the platform that they can go in and out, right, Daniel? You can load things and change them, go back in until the cutoff time. You want to share anything?
Yeah, I guess I can, hang on a second. See what I can. Please hold.
Oh, he's going to take us right on the page.
Yeah, I don't, yeah.
It's New Jersey has their own website, ASID-NJ.cpjam.com. Every organization we serve will have their own website. So what you're looking at here is New Jersey's landing page, the actual landing page for the organization ASID New Jersey. Any competitions that they have that are closed, you can find them under the closed tab. Right now they have the one that's currently registering. If they want to do that, they can actually sell tickets to their gala through this as well. They kind of pair up together, and they'll both be on the landing page. But so this is the competition landing page here. So this is where anyone will need to go in order to get started. Now I'm signed in as an administrator, but if you are not signed in, this will say sign in, and you'll click. Let me see if I can't just. Hold on a minute. Okay, so this is, I'm incognito right now. I'm not actually signed in. So if you've never been here before, you need to click on sign in. This will take you to the login. If you haven't created a profile on here yet, then you do that by clicking create one, and that will change this to where you can do that. Put in your first, last, email, phone number is optional, and a password, and that's all that you need. And once you've done that, once you've completed that, then you're signed in. Otherwise, you just put in your email address and your password, and then you're in the platform. Now, whenever you're in, you'll see your name. So whenever you get in here, here's the rules and regulations that New Jersey has provided. You can read through that. Any files that you need, you can go here and pull down if they have been provided. They're attached right here. If whenever you're wanting to register, you click on the register button, you pick whatever categories you want to buy, go to checkout, and then pay via credit card, and then you're done with it. What that will do is that will set up the entries for you. So I'm actually going to go ahead and go back to this page. Once you have gotten your entries, I gave myself an entry. So inside the entry, you will be able to fill out all the questions that they have for you. This entry is for, say, R01, which is residential single space. If you need help with how to do this, you can click on the on this link here, and there's a video that I recorded walking you through the actual submission process. That's here up on the right. But your requirement is to fill out any of the forms that you're going to have here. And anything with a star is a required item. So make sure you fill out all the forms that are present. Then you upload any files that are required. You can, now they've been commenting on if something is going to get you disqualified or not. You'll notice there is a red section on the right that if it's visible to the judges, there's a flag that be careful of what you put in here because judges can see it. And if you reveal your identity, you can become disqualified. But regardless, you'll be able to tell what the requirements are for every folder, how many files you can upload, how many are required, what types of files are permitted, how big the files can be. Same thing with all of these forms. Some are visible to the judges, some are not. This one is, and this one can get you disqualified if you're not careful here. If you need help, if you're lost and if you have a question about your submission, you can click the help button, and then you can type in a message here. This goes to me and any other administrator on the competition, and we'll receive those and we'll reply to you, and there'll be a thread back and forth between all of us to answer your question. Name to be shown on the award. You can put, you know, if the name is you or if it's your company, you can change that. If there's a list of individuals, you can add that here. This is just so that administration can know who should get credit for winning. Once you've got all of your forms filled out and all of your questions, you can then review everything. And review is where you can see everything that you've uploaded, see all the form values that you provided. When you're happy with what you put in, click on submit, and that will submit your data. Now, after you have submitted it, if you change anything, it automatically will desubmit you. So that anything you change, you need to basically recommit that this is what I intended to change. So bear in mind that you need to submit before it becomes scoreable. And if you even reorder your files, if you change which one is the cover photo, if you upload a file, delete a file, change the form, anything like that, then it has to be submitted again. But you are welcome to modify your entry as much as possible, as whatever time of day, as much as possible until the cutoff date. So that's really the entire thing. You're not going to see the disqualify and delete entry. That's just for myself and administrators, but you will have the back to entries. And if I click that, that will take me back to the entry list. So I will not do that because apparently I can see all the entries. So yeah, that's the entire process. Anyway, that's yeah, that's what I got. I'm going to stop sharing now. If anybody has any questions, feel free.
Thank you, Daniel. Anybody have a question for Daniel before he goes, because he was just coming on for a little bit for the beginning? Anybody? Okay, Daniel, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Take
Daniel.
care.
Thank you. Okay,
Have a
on
good
to
evening.
the next question. If my project has been disqualified in previous competitions, may I resubmit it with corrections? And that's a Marilyn.
So, and committee members, you'll let me know if I'm saying this wrong. The answer is yes, you can resubmit a previously denied submission or a submission where perhaps you didn't win. And certainly the rules and regulations will remain the same. And, you know, be extra careful this time in the event that you were disqualified, you know, to make sure to hide identities and, you know, all the other things that the rules and regulations say. But indeed, you can resubmit, and we strongly encourage you to. On many levels, we believe that, you know, there's some lessons learned from you know, submission 1 to the next year submitting, and we don't want anybody to miss an opportunity to have their work recognized.
That's great. So you can, if you don't win, you can resubmit. Okay.
Correct, correct.
So,
But nothing that ever won can be resubmitted or a part of.
Yes, and that's very important. Thank you for sharing that, Carla. So you can't double dip on winning. You won once, you are now a Design Excellence Award winner. You are an award-winning interior designer, and go forth and prosper with that. You're certainly open to, and we're looking forward to, new projects that haven't been submitted before by folks who have won before, but you cannot resubmit a winning project
Right.
for consideration.
there's another little question. If I am disqualified, may I make corrections and re-enter this year? And that, I think what they mean is,
A previous disqualification.
no, they
Mhm.
mean,
No, I think
when will you know you're disqualified?
you won't.
Oh,
You won't know until the end of the competition. So you have to catch it yourself. For example, this is something that we try and figure out, should we, should we say review your page? We see there might be something, but it doesn't work, because if we sent it back to you and you don't, the admin and people, the one person, I don't enter, so I'm there with the administrator and an industry partner that's not entering. So we would review, but it doesn't work, because if somebody misses it, there's just hurt feelings. So it's unfortunate, but as Carla has said over and over, please review your projects, but you can resubmit it. You cannot the same year unless you catch it yourself. And as Daniel said, you can go through the system and you review, change, but it's tricky stuff.
the suggestion is read those rules and regs
The rules and
before you
regs.
hit submit.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, does the Design Excellence Awards competition favor residential designers?
I will answer that, and the answer is no. There are just more categories in the residential design area due to the varieties of entries that can be submitted, but it does not favor residential over commercial.
Next question. I've never entered the DEA before. Do you have advice you could share that would make my project stand out? This is for Carla. She said a lot of the important things so far.
Well, what the judges are looking for is design excellence, not beautiful spaces that tell a story that makes the health, welfare, and safety of that client be better. It's a better life experience because of what that designer did. That's what they're looking for. So just because you think you came up with a beautiful design, explain it out. And that's what they're looking for. That's what will help you. There's no other way to put that. Is that through the years, I have heard so many times, I'm not going to enter anymore because my design never wins. And I will say to them, have someone else look at it. That's the best way. Let someone else look at it, tell them to read it, and then ask you questions and see what you could pull out of that. There's no way to know what a judge is going to see. They're just looking at the rules and regs. We ask for award-winning judges. So we ask for judges that have won awards so they know what they're looking for. And those judges are looking for challenges and solutions, that's basically the whole little trick there. What was your challenge? How'd you solve it? And on top of that, you made it beautiful. That's what they're looking for.
Okay, thank you. Can I enter a room that was started by another designer but was never completed until the client hired me? Mary, that's yours.
I would say no, to that question. It really must be your own work. If you've done a joint project with another designer, you would give credit to both. And enter and your entry would be under both names, and you would both need to be ASID to New
In
Jersey
good standing.
designers in good standing. Yes.
Yeah, so this is for Heather. How do I enter a project that I collaborated on?
So only one designer will do the entering and the payment, but anybody who worked on the project should definitely be mentioned and written in all the portions. And everybody must be ASID member in good standing.
Mhm.
Thank you. This is my first time entering. How difficult is the process? Susan?
The process is not difficult, but it is time consuming. And again, just make sure you have everything thoroughly read over, you have everything labeled correctly, you've removed all of your identifying marks, and then submit away.
That's wonderful. Okay, I've recently won in the kitchen and bath categories, but have now completed the entire house. May I include the rooms that have previously won in the category for 2 or more spaces? This is a question for Carla.
That is the only category. We don't want to see kitchens and baths out of the kitchen and baths category, except for in 2 or more spaces, which is a residence, a whole residence. Now, we have 3 categories. It's 2 or more spaces under 2,500 square feet, 2 or more spaces between 2,500 and 5,000, and 2 or more spaces 5,000 and above. Those areas can include a kitchen and bath, as long as it didn't win in a previous category, though.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that what your
Yes,
question was?
yes, yeah, that's the
Yeah,
question.
you can't
Yeah,
re-enter a
because-
winning project.
Yeah.
You cannot include something that won. So if you had won the kitchen and bath previously and you're entering 2 or more spaces, you really shouldn't be entering the kitchen and bath.
And it will be disqualified if, because people
Exactly.
remember winning projects.
Exactly. And if any of you think that who will remember, believe me, we get the letters and we get the calls of people who remember
Mhm.
and say that person should not have won. And unfortunately, I mean, we've had to rescind awards.
Mhm.
And that isn't a nice feeling for us either. So please understand that the rules are rules. And I want you to look at the judge's criteria, because that's what the judge puts right in front of them. And they're looking at the judge's criteria, and you need to meet that. If you want the highest points, fill in what you need for that judge's criteria. So I hope I answered that question, but
Yeah.
were we going to cover the square footage with that too?
Not in that
No,
one.
that's another.
Okay.
Okay, this I'm going to answer this question. What are some of the benefits to entering and possibly winning? Will the award-winning projects be published? Now, media love awards and award winners, and they are featured on social media too in our Folio Friday on ASID social media. The gala, which is on June 25th, is regularly attended by Design NJ, NJ Home, 201 Magazine, NJ Family, View, and other media. And they review the winners, and people come up to me and say, I'm interested in that project. That's the one I really want, or I want 3 of them. We always have to go back, check with the winner that it hasn't been promised or it hasn't been published before. And, then we proceed in providing details and so forth. We also do a press release, and media love to pick up this press release. They love winners. And we distribute it also. We do customized versions of it. So if you want it to be in your school newspaper, if you give me the name of your school newspaper and who to contact, and they would run something like that, we can personalize a press release for you. So that's a nice benefit. 201 Magazine in Bergen County just did an 8-page feature on the winners. And on the social media side, Design NJ has taken the gold winners and done profiles on them on their social media and on their websites. So it's a positive way to get your name out there. The next question: how many projects can I enter into the competition? Is there a limit? This is for Mary.
And the answer is there's no limit. As many entries as you would like to submit are allowed.
And then this is for Heather. As a student, do I need photographs of a project?
No, the students don't need photographs. You can submit a hand drawing or a CAD drawing.
And then Heather, again, what are the benefits of entering a project as a student?
It can definitely boost your resume. Winning gives you some exposure to be noticed by the other professionals that are at the gala, and can lead to future job opportunities.
That's great. Next question. I am entering a project in the residential 2 or more spaces in residence more than 5,000 square feet. Should I submit full floor plans or individual floor plans? And Carla, this is your question.
The answer is both. The answer is both. You have to qualify which category you're entering. So if you're entering a home that's over 5,000 square feet, you can just show a floor plan that could be minuscule scale, but in scale. And you can just highlight the areas of that floor plan that you will be showing, but each one of those spaces should have its own floor plan for that space, showing furniture layout and square footage.
Oh, that's great.
Scale.
That's wonderful. Thank you. As an industry partner, what types of products may I enter? Does it have to be in collaboration with an ASID designer? This is for Diane.
The products that are designed and manufactured by an ASID industry partner are eligible. It could be lighting, flooring, textiles, millwork, different types of automation. Those are all eligible. And the submission can be a product that the company designed or something that was created in collaboration with an ASID designer. So you can do collaboration or individual products, but if you are doing a collaboration with a designer, both must be members and in good standing.
That's great. Mary, we've been receiving questions about before photos.
Yes. We added before photos last year because we are seeing it doesn't, the students will do renderings, but we want projects to be actual projects. So the before photos really show what the designer has done and the extent of the job. So some projects, commercial projects, they don't they work off the plan and they don't have those before photos, but if you can show a project in progress, because we don't allow renderings other than students. So that's why we've introduced it.
And
you can
renderings, if
also-
you're not a student, is
is a
disqualification.
disqualifier, and you can submit 5 to 7 before photos if you like. That's fine. There's not a limit. I'd also like to go back, Carla, for the students. We do put a limit on entries for the students, don't we? Or they
I can't
have to go back
recall.
to the rules and regs. Can you submit one for a commercial and a residential? Have to go back and look, but it's on there.
I
don't-
thought it was one per category, but I might.
One per category, if they want. Because I said before, there's no limit, but not for students.
That's for paying
Yes,
entries.
right.
Right, okay. Now I guess we're sort of near the end. So, I think, Marilyn, if maybe you want to end it and ask if anyone has any questions or.
Can't hear
You're
you.
muted.
Marilyn, you're muted.
Sorry.
I
I was just chatting away there. So listen, this has been for most of you sort of like, we're talking and you're looking and listening, but it is really important to hear from you, any feedback. The questions that were asked and answered come from what I would call our frequently asked questions down through the years and most recently. But they may have, for any of you all, sparked additional or further curiosities or concerns. So right now is a great time to raise your hand and let us know any questions that you have. This is even though, this is somewhat formal, we're an informal group, and this is intended to be the kind of forum in which you're finding a safe space to be able to ask any question. There's no question, foolish or small, that can be asked at this point. Go for it. Who we got?
I have a question.
Go ahead, William.
So for students, what would be the equivalent of like before photos? Would that be like the beginning stages of our renderings? Like, do we have to show beginning before we do like materials and different things
like sketches or concept
Okay.
drawings? You could do that. That
Okay.
could be
They
very
need to have
interesting.
more photos though.
They don't have final photos. They're doing renderings unless it's an actual project, but students don't generally have an actual project. So I think that's a great idea. I don't think it's required, but
It's not in the rules that you have to do it.
yeah, I don't think
Okay.
it's required, but if you have some sketches and your concept drawings, I think that's kind of fun.
When I was in school, I can remember we'd have projects where the entire class would measure a building or a loft or a barn. And we each took off on our own ideas. But if that is what the case is, that this is a project that you used in school and you measured it, there's your beginning photos. I mean, that's where I really understood why we take photos in the beginning of a project. It's to check every detail and have that reference. So if you don't have that, then do your own renderings. But if you are working off a project that you did measure, put them in.
Mhm.
Thanks for the advice.
Absolutely.
Also, I had a question. Hi.
Hi,
This is
Suha.
a-
Go ahead. What you
Hi.
got?
So, you have to be an ASID member to enter, right? A student member
Mhm.
for students.
Correct.
And for just like what William was saying, so for the before photos, can I put in like, so in our studio classes, we are like given a floor plan, but it has like only columns in it, and it's not like we don't reconfigure something. It's just like a floor plan, and then we like based off of what our concept is and everything, we like design the whole space. So should I like put that in the before photos? Like just a floor plan?
Uh,
Good. What do you
I'm
think?
sorry, I
Barbara?
wasn't clear on that.
So the floor plan that we are basically given a floor plan in class, and then we design inside, like we put in the
Okay,
walls,
so
put
it's
in the
not an actual
flooring.
building. What were you
It's a
talking about columns?
It's like an NCIDQ exam. You get the floor plan.
Yeah,
and
I know,
then
but
you
what was your question about the
define what it's going
columns?
to be.
like, what should we put in the before photos? It can be the floor plan.
We're
Yeah.
not really, I think you
Well,
could
you need to show, you
absolutely-
should be showing a floor plan anyway, shouldn't they, in the student?
Yes, but
That would be the finished floor plan,
that
right?
would be a
That we worked
finished
on.
plan. I think you could absolutely do that also.
Okay, and can we like show schematic design, like bubble diagrams or something like that?
Absolutely. And you guys
Only for student
for students,
Yeah.
but for the
entries.
students, that's fine. That's their conceptual design and design development.
This
I
is
think
being
they could do
recorded,
it.
so anybody that's watching it,
It's only for students.
yeah, only the students.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Mhm.
So I hope you got out of this, that the people you're speaking to here are not judging. The judges are somewhere else across America, and they're looking at your project. They're visualizing it, they're reading what you're saying. So one aspect we didn't cover was how important your descriptive narrative is. Write that narrative in the third person and take that judge through a tour of the project, what you did, and understand that I've judged and I have seen one paragraph
Mhm.
with, and this is not students, this is regular design entries. I've seen one paragraph, and meanwhile, they're showing 6 rooms. And those people did not get a good judging grade from me. I don't know about the other judges, but they didn't get it from me. And the judges leave comments. There's a short period of time that you can read those comments. Those comments, if you didn't win, that's going to help you the following year, because that judge says something about your project that you missed this or you missed that.
Mhm.
Take it seriously. They take it seriously. Judging is an important opportunity, and it's an honor. They take it seriously. So realize that when you are entering, and how you enter, how you word it. And one last thing for the designers who are listening, the photographs. The judges read the descriptive narrative. When they're looking at the photographs, you have an opportunity with that caption to really zero in on telling that judge to notice this or notice that and explain it in a short sentence. But people who don't take advantage of that caption are losing it, are missing it, because you have a captive audience. I love saying that, but that judge right now is looking at your project, looking at your photo. And if you say that that area was custom built, they focus in on that. If you describe that in your narrative, they focus in on that. And that reads in their memory. And when they're scoring, you're going to get a better score because you helped that judge out with the caption. Remember that.
Mhm. Thank you, everyone. Any more? Okay.
Well, I hope we get a lot of entries, because I love seeing New Jersey designers in our magazines, on social media. ASID, we are so proud to be members, and this puts us out to the public. The more entries, the more people see a New Jersey designer, and be proud you are an ASID member for that reason.
I would also like to add one more thing. So you met Daniel and he is genius. I'm not kidding, but you know, he has that box that people can check to be a judge. But I want everyone to know that we don't just
We
say,
don't
"Oh,
take
this
anybody.
person's willing to judge." We look at the history, we look at their
We look at their portfolios, we look
qualifications,
at their work.
we look at their tenure. Are they, you know, we want to know, we would like them to be ASID designers. We would like them to be award winners. Many of them are fellows, instructors. We look, you know, we do that research behind the scenes. I know Daniel is providing a service and he says, oh, anybody who wants to judge can judge. That is true on his platform, but I want you to understand that we are not just doing that. I really take that seriously. In fact, Carla, we that's one of the things we heard 3 years ago, and I was like, no, we do the research. So you need to know that so that you can feel better about who's judging those projects. I think it's important. That's all. Thank
It's
you,
very
everyone.
important. It means that you can't have someone that just finished school be a judge
Right.
and think that, you know, did you really get the best grade that you could have? You want someone who is in the industry, and Mary does an awful lot of work on that research, I have to say. When she looks through these judges and she basically interviews them, and she checks, first of all, we only want award-winning judges. We don't want someone that just finished school. No offense to that.
No offense,
That
kids. We know
experience.
you know everything, but no offense.
Yeah. That experience is better for us and for our winning entries. And I have to say, we have some beautiful projects, wonderful projects, and be very proud that you're part of New Jersey chapter.
And we look
Um,
forward to
I
seeing,
keep saying it, but I'm very proud to be a New Jersey ASID member.
and Carla was a student member, as was I, actually.
Yes, I was a student member
Yeah.
many, many moons ago, and
here she is.
and I looked up to everyone as a student, and when I became a member, I really, it's an important part of my life. It takes a lot of my time, but it's an important part of my life, and I'm very proud to be an ASID member. Use this opportunity, especially for students and new and up and coming members. You can get a lot of play out of ASID by working with them. And social media, we're very big on social media. Thank you, Sarah Fletcher, for all the work you do too for us. But take the opportunity for everything that's offered through ASID.
And when you get in, move your student membership over to Allied and join committees.
Absolutely.
Be a part of us. Be
Yeah.
a part of us.
Yeah.
It will
Participate
help you in
in-
business through life.
Right.
Believe me.
Thank you.
Any
Marilyn?
further questions? Concerns or commentary to add?
Well, anyone listening, I think that they should send their questions over to
yes,
the
always.
administrator, admin, I
Correct.
usually say, and they'll get them to us and we'll respond.
Right.
So we're here to help. We want to see winners, winners, winners.
Absolutely. So take that last share of advice very seriously. The experience of this roundtable could inspire more questions, more interests and curiosities. Don't feel that just because this conversation is closing, that the opportunity to ask questions is closing. It is not. Feel free, as Carla suggested, to write your questions to and email them to our administrator. Our administrator will get those to us very quickly, and then we will respond promptly. And if you still have further questions, don't hesitate to call the administrator and say, I just need a little bit more clarity, and someone from the committee will reach out to you if you have any questions. With that, I want to certainly say thank you again to all of our committee members, to our sponsors, that would be Wayne Tile, Design NJ, and Room and Board. There will be more sponsors added to our list. We hope that everyone who's listening, or either you're listening live right now or you're listening later, will join us on Tuesday, January 25th at the Park Avenue
June.
Club.
No, it's June.
What did I say? What did I say?
January.
It's
Sorry.
past.
Sorry.
June.
June 25th. Golly.
Okay, and remember,
I-
guys, May 6th, midnight, May 6th.
Midnight, May 6th is
Yep,
the due
definite.
date.
Okay,
And tell
Right.
a friend.
Yes, and tell a friend.
that's
Tell a
right.
friend. Do not say January 25th. Tell a
Thank you
friend
all.
June 25th. But yes, May 6th, midnight, we understand?
11:59.
11:59. That's 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. Like, don't submit it,
Yes,
several hours
yes.
later and say, well, I
Yes,
was in
ma'am.
LA because
Oh,
we're in New
no.
Jersey. And that's
There's no other opportunities but then. But also spread the word, the Park Avenue Club. We have a fabulous venue
absolutely.
and it's going to be a real fun affair. So
Mhm.
tell your friends to come too.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank
Okay.
you, everyone.
Great
Thanks,
evening.
guys.
Everyone.
All right,
Thank you to all the entries
Yep.
and to
Good
our
luck.
committee
Yes,
and
best of
to
luck.
our
Luck to
board
you.
of directors.
Bye now.
Good night.
Bye.
Good
Bye-bye.
night, everyone.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
Thank you.